Hello everyone, welcome to another lesson with me, Anna English, here on English Like a Native. It's Monday, it's 4 o'clock, and that means we are doing some more phrasal verbs. So I have 5 new phrasal verbs to share with you today, and at the end of this lesson I'm going to join you in a little quiz to test you on your knowledge. Now hopefully we will get through this pretty quickly. It should be around a half an hour session. If you are here, don't forget to say hello. Do feel free to write your comments down below and feel free to have a chat amongst goodness me, I'll put my teeth back in. Amongst yourselves in the comments down below. I will try and respond to some comments, although I cannot respond to all comments because there's just too much going on that I have to run here in the live stream. If you are new here and you are really keen to learn English, then make sure you press the subscribe button and the bell notification button so you don't miss any future lessons. And if you do find this helpful and you enjoy learning with me live, then be sure to give this video a thumb up. Alright, so as always I've made some notes, and the very first phrasal verb we're going to look at today is the phrasal verb bowl over. Now bowl over can have 2 meanings. It can have a metaphorical meaning and a very physical meaning, but what does it mean? Well, let's have a look right now, shall we? So, to bowl over. Firstly, it can mean a surprise. If you surprise someone greatly, so you give them a big surprise, then perhaps they feel bowled over. So you could say, I bowled them over with something surprising. And the second example, way in which you could use bowl over, is to knock someone over physically. So if someone knocks you to the ground, then they may have bowled you over. Very similar to a bowling ball knocking over bowling pins. So the first example, I've written this sentence. My friends were bowled over by the news of my sudden departure. So I'm suddenly leaving and my friends are so surprised that I've used the phrasal verb they were bowled over. Okay? And in the physical sense, to physically knock someone down, I've said, that day it was blowing a gale. To blow a gale, it means very windy. It was very, very windy. That day it was blowing a gale. In fact, when I first stepped out of my front door, the wind completely bowled me over. You would use this in exactly the same way as you would use knock me over. It knocked me over. Okay? So there you go, to bowl over. Now, like with every other version of these phrasal verbs lessons, what I want you to do is to try and write a sentence involving the phrasal verb that we've just covered. Because even if I don't get a chance to look at it, I will look at a few, but even if I don't get a chance to look at it, practice and regular use of new information is going to help it to stay in your long-term memory. So, do try now to write a sentence, and if I get a chance, I will have a quick look and let you know. So, I can see now Jingeo has said, I was bowled over with Anna's beauty. Oh, bless you. That's very sweet. And yes, that's the correct use of bowled over. You were shocked. You were surprised. Wow. I was bowled over with Anna's beauty. You could say bowled over by, bowled over with. I don't have a problem with that. I think with works fine as well. But more typically we would use by, bowled over by. Sidra says, yesterday she bowled me over with her good score in annual exams. Very good. All I would say, Sidra, is to use an article in the annual exams. Otherwise, very good. All right, so I don't want to labour for too long on any one particular phrasal verb, so let's move on to the next one. And the next one on the list is to box in. Now, box in can again be used physically or it can be used metaphorically, but the overall meaning is to prevent someone from doing what they want. And I've written here physically or metaphorically. So if I box you in with my car, then it means you can't move your car out because I've parked my car in front of it, or I've put something in your way so you can't move the car physically. Perhaps also I could box you in with rules and regulations, or just restrictions in general. If I give you no choice, then you may feel boxed in. It means you can't move, you can't do anything. And the example sentence I've given here is, again, thinking about my car, I've put, by mid-morning, my car was boxed in and I had no choice but to stay put for the rest of the day. Now, you may not have seen this actually before, to stay put. To stay put just means to stay in that same place, to stay put, stay in that place. And mid-morning, I'm sure you can guess if you've not seen this before, means in the middle of the morning. It's an average, an approximate time around the middle of the morning, which is, I would imagine, around 10:30. It's not early and it's not late. It's mid-morning. Okay, so like with the previous phrasal verb, please try now to put this into a sentence so that you remember the phrasal verb to box in. Have you recently been boxed in? It can be very frustrating, can't it, when someone boxes you in? Okay, so the next phrasal verb on the list also uses the word box, and it is to box up. To box up. Now, this is very easy to remember. If you box something up, you put things in boxes. So to box something up is to put it in a box. If you're moving house, then you'll be boxing up all of your belongings so that you can move it to the new house and unpack at the other end. I'll be moving house in a few months, and at which point I will be boxing up all my belongings. I'll be boxing up the office and I'll take it to my new house and unpack everything. So let's have a quick look at it written in the notes and with my example. So to box up is to pack things in boxes. If you don't come over to collect your stuff by the end of the week, then I will box it all up and drop it off at the local charity shop. To drop something off is to leave something somewhere. So I'm saying if you don't come and get your things, then I will be boxing it all up. I'll put it in boxes and I will take it and leave it at the local charity shop for someone else to have. Okay, so that's a threat, isn't it? I'm giving someone an ultimatum. If you don't do this, then this is the consequence. I'll box all your things up. Okay, so let's have a quick look at some examples. Patrons, I will remind you that the patron Skype room is open. A couple of you have said hello, but no one yet has written any example sentences. So do feel free, patrons, to write your examples in here so that I definitely see them. Otherwise, if you're not a patron, then do just write your example sentences in the comments. So let's see if I can see some now. David, hello David, you said, I have boxed up all my books. Perfect. David, if you just put a full stop at the end of that sentence, that would be an immaculate sentence. Absolutely perfect. I've also got, I'll box up my cat and throw through the window. I hope not, mad guy. Then you'll get a phone call from the RSPCA and you'll get into a lot of trouble. Then I have to box up my things before moving US. Before moving to the US. You're going somewhere, you need that preposition, moving to the US. Okay, let me see if I can find any for boxed in, because I didn't cover that one with any examples. So here we go. Amit, hello Amit, you said, I boxed in my nephew from eating too much chocolate. I boxed in my nephew from eating too much chocolate. That doesn't quite feel right. You could change it around and say, my nephew was not allowed to eat too much chocolate. It made him feel boxed in. That would feel more natural. But to box in my nephew. Or you could say, you could physically box him in, so you could prevent him from leaving his room. So physically box him in. I boxed my nephew into his room so he couldn't eat too much chocolate from the kitchen. That would work as well. All right, so hello, Mihail. Nice of you to join us as well. Lots of you coming in and saying hello. Lovely for you all to be here. If you are here, you've only just joined, then do remember before you leave to give this video a thumb up and to leave a little comment in the comments box below. Obviously, if these videos continue to be popular, then I know that it's what you want and I will continue to make more. So by leaving a comment, liking and even sharing these videos, it really helps this channel to grow, and it helps me to know what you like and what you don't like. So if you can do that for me, that would be fantastic. Okay, so the very next one on the list, we're getting through this very quickly, is the phrasal verb to branch out. So if you branch out, it means that you do something that's related to what you've done in the past, but it takes you on a new direction. So you do something new, but it is related to what you've already done before. So you branch out, you try something a little different. Let me show you the example sentence that I've given. It might help to make it more obvious. So, Anna is thinking about branching out into teaching sign language. Anna is thinking about branching out into teaching sign language. So I already do teaching. That's what I do with my time. I teach, I educate, but I teach very specific things. I teach singing and I teach English. So if I was going to teach sign language, that would be something slightly different. So I would use the phrasal verb branching out. Anna is thinking about branching out into teaching sign language. Or I could say, I'm thinking of branching out into teaching sign language. So I'd like you to have a go at using the phrasal verb branch out. Have you branched out recently? Has the company you work for now, has it ever branched out into a new line of products or a new type of service? For example, just thinking off the top of my head, which means it's improvised, I haven't thought about it before, HMV, which is a big store here in the UK. It's a big chain of shops. HMV used to sell DVDs and CDs, but obviously then the digital age came in and CDs and DVDs aren't that popular anymore. So HMV had to think about how they could branch out into offering music and film in a different way. I'm not sure if they successfully branched out or not. They are still going, so they're obviously doing something right. Okay, so Mustafa, hello. You said, I'm thinking about branching out into learning a new language. Perfect. Well done. Narahari said, I branched out in sales strategy and achieved 100% target. Okay, that's not perfect. So initially I, when you're talking about yourself, I is always with a capital letter, I. So I branched out into. So rather than in, we need in and to. Into sales strategy. And I achieved, I want I there again, please. And I achieved 100%. I achieved 100% target. The word target doesn't work there either. And I reached my goal. I don't know what you would do there. I branched out into sales strategy. And if anyone else can help me with this sentence, any other natives that I know watch, then please do write it in the comments box now. Because I'm not quite. I know what you're trying to say. I just can't think off the top of my head what you would put. So if anyone else watching knows exactly how to word this, then please do help me out on this one. All right, let me see what else is coming through. India has branched out new strategy into, branched out into, in this case, I would say using a new strategy. India has branched out into using a new strategy. At school, I boxed and played football. So you've used boxed here, meaning the sport. At school, I boxed and played football. Haha, that's totally correct. Oh, you're responding to someone else. Okay, I'll keep quiet. Right, let's move on to the very last phrasal verb on the list today. And it's very easy. It is break away. To break away means to leave or to escape from someone or something that's holding you. It might be holding you physically, or it might be holding you through a feeling of duty, a connection, a commitment that you've made to someone or to something. Perhaps a person you're in a relationship with, a job that you've committed to, a group that you've committed to, and then you decide you're going to leave. That means you break away, you escape, you get away. Okay, so let's have a look at the examples that I've given for breakaway. So, his partner is hugely controlling. I just hope that he can find the strength to break away from her soon. So I'm talking about a man in a relationship with a controlling woman. And I obviously don't agree with it. And I say, I hope that he can escape. I hope that he can get away from that commitment very soon. Okay, so I hope that's very clear. You can break away from a job. Sometimes we even use breakaway just to mean escaping our reality. So for example, we often use it if we are going for a quick trip away. So I work very hard, I find that I get very tired, and I like to take trips away. It might be a long weekend, like I just went to Wales for a long weekend. So you could say I had a breakaway in Wales. So we do use it also to mean like a short vacation, to escape the reality, to escape the commitments of your life. You have a breakaway. Okay, so John Lennon broke away from the Beatles, says David. Very good. Well done. And yes, he did. Shia 1D says the killer broke away from the jail. In that case, we would use a different phrasal verb, which is break out. The killer broke out of jail. Okay, you could say he was being chased by the officers, but he broke away from them. He was being chased by the officers, but he broke away from them. So he managed to get away. He managed to escape them. But when we're talking about jail or a prison of some sort, we would say break out. Oh, that's the common phrasal verb used. Okay. So here we go. Let me have a look at my patrons now, because I think we have an answer to that previous tricky sentence, which was which I was unable to correct. Justin has offered, I reached my target of 100%. Yes, that would work. Thank you for helping me with that one. That's what I love about this community. Everyone is so willing to help everybody else. I branched out into sales strategy and reached my target of 100%. Yes, that works. Okay, fantastic. So the next thing to happen is the very exciting quiz, which was a feature that I introduced last week. You all seem to like it, therefore I have decided to do it again. And what will be happening in the future, over the next few days, you will see that I'll be releasing the quiz independently. So you'll see a small video coming up, which is a quiz which acts as revision for the previous lesson. So in a few days, maybe even tomorrow, we'll see, you will see the quiz from last week's lesson appear. If you watched last week, then refreshing your memory with the quiz is exactly the point. They're very short videos. You do the quiz, refresh your memory, and this will help with that long-term onboarding of vocabulary. Yeah. All right. So let me have a look. Oh, thank you so much, Tomek. Tomek, bless you. You've just dropped another super chat. You're always so generous. I can't thank you enough. Thank you, Tomek. And you've said a small thank you. That's very, very sweet of you. Okay, so are you ready for this quiz? And we're definitely going to do all of this within the time today, so that's fantastic. Right, here we go. I'm going to talk you through. Brilliant. So revise phrasal verbs from lesson 18, which is today's lesson. What does the phrasal verb box up mean? Does it mean to hold someone back, count all your boxes, wrap in many layers, or putting things in boxes? And the answer is to box up means, can you remember? To put things in boxes, of course. Now, bowl over. This phrasal verb means to knock someone to the ground. Is that true or is that false? to knock someone to the ground. Is that bowl over? I bowl you over? Yes, it is true. I hope you got that one right. That was quite a simple one. But it also means you can greatly surprise someone. Remember that. We cannot use the phrasal verb break away when ending an unhealthy relationship, a good friendship, a meeting abruptly, or the day. So when can't you use the phrasal verb break away? That's right, you can't use it when ending the day. Is this statement correct? I hope to branch up into teaching another language soon. Is that correct or not? I hope to branch up into teaching another language. No, it's not branch up. Remember, the phrasal verb is to branch out. We branch out to do something new. Which phrasal verb is missing? We are something with all these rules and regulations. We are boxed in, we are boxed up, we are branched out, or we are break away. Which is the correct phrasal verb? Which one is missing? That's right, we are boxed in with all these rules and regulations. And writing my score, meaning your score, in the comments below will make Anna English smile like this. Yes, it will. That is correct. And if you can share this with your friends to find out what score they got, that would be excellent. And look, if you share your score below, I'm smiling like this. I hope you found that all right. Let me know if you found it a little too fast. It's hard to know what kind of gap to leave. I do it at a pace that I feel is good for me, plus an extra few seconds. But let me know if you felt it was a little slow or a little fast, and I'll try and bear that in mind in the future. I'm going to have a quick look at what my patrons are saying here. I have, hello Aldis, while I was boxing up my clothes, my car was boxed in the parking lot. Fantastic, well done. Hi, Layla, how are you? Probably actually want to say yes. Yeah, I would with the parking lot one. Boxed in the car in parking lot. It always feels weird when you're using two prepositions together, but I do agree with you. Although I think if you're just casually speaking, I think either way would be accepted. I was boxed in the parking lot. I was boxed in the parking lot. Yeah, no, I agree with you. I agree with that one. Okay. All right, guys, let me see what you guys are saying in the chat room. Okay, it's kind of challenging, but it's okay, says Mustafa about the quiz. The timing was right, said Augusto. The pace of teaching seems fine, says Nural. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Fantastic. Okay, so guys, thank you so much for joining me today. I have kept it well within the time. We are 22 minutes, nearly 23 minutes, which is a record. I hope that this suits everyone. I know some of you say it's too long. Some say I would like longer, but I'm trying to please as many of you as I can. Don't forget, I will release last week's quiz again tomorrow. I think have I added another question? I may have added another question for you, so there'll be another question in there that you didn't see last week. If you can share this with your friends, that would be greatly appreciated. Don't forget to subscribe and press that bell notification after subscribe. And if you're missing me in the meantime, because I don't think you're going to have anything else from me until next lesson, which is Friday at 12 o'clock when I'm live with hot off the press, some more advanced English. If you're missing me in the meantime, then I do have some other channels. Those channels will be linked in the description box below, but I have my adventure channel, which keeps you up to date with what I'm doing in my life and the adventures that I'm taking. I have my children's channel, which is aimed at children, but I've recently released some story time videos, which I've added subtitles to purposefully so that you guys can get some listening practice. And I also have a singing channel, which may not be to everyone's taste, but if you enjoy singing and you want to improve your singing voice, then there's lots of exercises and hints and tips on that channel too. So all these channels are linked in the description box, in the description box below, so do take some time to check them out. I'm going to put my teeth back in now. Guys, thank you so much for joining me. It's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much to my patrons. Thank you also to Tomek, who's always dropping super chat donations. It's very, very sweet of you. I really appreciate it. And thank you if you have joined me today and supported this lesson in any way. All right, guys, take care. Have a wonderful week, and I'll speak to you very soon. Lots of love from London. Mwah.